Oh, hi there guys. Russell Runner here. You probably already know me. Fastest runner in the whole of Blaenau Ffestiniog. I know what you're thinking. That's amazing. Yes, it is. Breathing. We're going to talk about breathing while we're running. This may seem obvious, but we are all breathing as we run. Otherwise, things would go wrong very quickly. However, there are some things we can think about to optimize our breathing for running. 3 things we can think about. The first, most obvious, easiest to fix is your head position. With a tall head balanced on the top of your body, your breathing apparatus is fully open and you can breathe properly. Way too many runners look down at the ground when running. And you might think, he's not talking about me, and maybe you're right, most of the time. But when your session gets tough, you get tired and fatigued, and your head gets very heavy and hard to carry, do you let your head drop without even realizing? Or what about up on the uphills? Lots of runners are just in plain denial about the big challenge in front of them. So quick, look down at the ground as if the problem will magically disappear. Another common one is running off-road, on trails, tricky grounds. Do you allow your head to drop so you can look where you're going? A really popular time to put your head down when you're running is on a treadmill. Go into any gym, see the runners lined up on the machines. 9 out of 10 will have their heads crunched down while watching consoles. Like our beautiful friend Marcus here. Look at that. Doesn't even know he's doing it. Do you?
Sorry?
Exactly. There is never a good reason to look down. It crunches the trachea, makes it much harder to get the air we need into our lungs and muscles. If you have a mirror in front of your home treadmill, check out my video on how to position your mirrors properly, then you can fix this problem easily. So, first thing, run in the middle of the deck. Keep your head up and only look down at the console with your eyes. Yes, Marcus. Yes, people. Your eyes can move. Check your reflection in the mirror. If you're like me, you probably love looking at yourself in the mirror. If you can see your eyes easily, the mirror will instantly tell you if your head is dropping. Okay, bye Marcus. Okay, bye Marcus. Bye. Okay, number 2, belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. Far too many of us take shallow breaths from the chest. We can usually get by okay in our day-to-day lives like this, but when you want to run fast, it's better to utilize the diaphragm. The sun has come out and our beautiful sunny friend Marcus is going to come in. Okay, now before attempting this when you run, lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet on the floor. This is called semi-supine, just like our beautiful assistant Marcus here. Now, put your hands on your chest. See if when you breathe, your hands lift up. And if so, this means your chest breathing. You're using the intercostal muscles in the chest and they're smaller than the big diaphragm in the belly. This leads to shallower breath and the muscles fatigue more rapidly. So what I want you to do is move your hands down to your belly and try and draw the breath from your belly. You should feel your hands moving up and down gently from here. It might feel weird if you haven't breathed this way for a long time. Once you feel like you can do this in this position, then we can try standing up. Okay, Marcus, stop laying around now. Do something useful. Okay, so if we stand there, same position, hands on the belly, and try and breathe this way. So once you feel like you can do it in a standing position, then you try and move this breathing into walking, and then you take it into your easy runs. This type of breathing gives us more oxygen for less effort. Thanks, Marcus. So, third thing, rhythmic breathing. Most of us tie our breathing pattern in with our cadence naturally when running. So when you breathe in, foot hits the ground, there's a rhythm there. First thing to do is become aware of your current breathing pattern. It might be that you run 2 steps breathing in, 2 steps breathing out. And this is a great idea in principle because when we run faster, our cadence naturally increases and therefore so does our breathing rate. But the major issue is that point where we move from inhalation to exhalation. This is where our core is most relaxed and least braced for impact. When our foot strikes the ground, we take between 2.5 to 3 times our body weight. So if our breathing rate is even, i.e. 2 breaths in, 2 breaths out, we will always take that strain on the same side. It's safer and more symmetrical to try and breathe with an odd, even pattern so that you will land on a different foot at the beginning of each exhalation. This way, the stress of running will be shared equally across both sides of your body. This can lead to a stronger, more balanced core as well as reduced risk from stitches. Nobody wants stitches. Try it yourself. Marcus! I suggest a 3-2 breathing pattern. Now, if you're like me, you might find counting difficult. So begin simply by standing and clapping and tying your breathing to the claps. Something like this. 3 claps breathing in and 2 claps breathing out. So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Beautiful. Don't pulse your breathing. Breathe in smoothly with the claps. Try to draw smooth, consistent breaths, both in and then out. When you're happy with this, are you happy with this, Marcus? Yeah. Finally, then you can take it for a walk. So 3 in and 2 out. Okay. The home treadmill is a great place to experiment with this, as there are no people looking around giving you funny looks. It looks a bit funny, but you can just concentrate on here without anyone giving you any hard time. Coordinate your foot strike with your breathing, just starting with the walking. Obviously, once you have managed to master this in the walking, then you can start on an easy run. Start real easy. Might be something you think about for 5 minutes, then relax. Don't think about it for 5 minutes, and it shouldn't take too long before it becomes an unconscious thing that you do. Okay, thanks, Marcus. Now, this breathing pattern, along with the belly breathing and the correct head position, can really complement your running, making it easier and faster with no extra effort. There are also meditative benefits to focusing on breath work while running. It's similar to something you might have heard of called centering, and this really helps get to that flow state, that runner's high that we all love, we all talk about far too much down the pub after. If the run is becoming too hard that you can no longer maintain that 3-2 rhythm, it's a sign this is not an easy run anymore. Really accurate and reliable safety valve to keep you in check without even needing to check the heart rate monitor. You just need to focus on the breath.